New numbers on the U.S. economy tonight. 3.8 million workers filing unemployment claims last week alone. Now 30 million jobs lost in 6 weeks. We're with the workers tonight, still waiting to hear back after applying for unemployment. And if your state is planning to reopen now, are you no longer eligible for unemployment benefits? More states weighing in on this point tonight, and ABC's Victor Akendo from Florida.
Tonight, with those unemployment numbers skyrocketing, these food lines are becoming the new normal. These scenes today from Phoenix. It's the last day of the month, and that means bills are due.
Rent, car insurance, car payment, electricity, internet, groceries, school.
Marissa Jenks is a college student who was laid off from her waitress job. She filed for unemployment more than a month ago and is still waiting. When she tries to check the website,
it says the system has experienced an unexpected technical error. It happens every time. I get nowhere.
In the long term, as Florida and other states make plans to reopen, some governors are imposing restrictions on the ability of people to collect unemployment if they choose not to return to work because they don't feel safe. But in the short term, homeowners like Haiti Fernandez-Stampa and her husband, who own a catering company in Las Vegas, are worried about their mortgage.
It's been scary. Priority is the mortgage, to keep that up, to keep the lights on, just to keep surviving.
By one count, 3.8 million American homeowners skipped mortgage payments last month. Many lenders are currently offering forbearance, a temporary grace period that lets borrowers pause payments. Under the CARES Act passed by Congress, you have up to a year for most mortgages.
They've got a lot of wiggle room to work with you now, but if you fall behind a couple of months and they've got to chase you down, that's when the options are going to be a lot thinner.
I know so many workers are still waiting to hear back if their unemployment request has been answered and if they're going to get those benefits. But in the meantime, Victor, I want to get back to you because you reported there in several states. If businesses are allowed to reopen and employees still are worried about their health, they don't want to come back yet for fears of the virus, could they be denied benefits? You've got word from Texas authorities after other states weighed in.
That's right, David. Officials in Texas just clarified you can continue collecting unemployment if you have a valid reason for not returning to work. But in some states, like Utah and Missouri, businesses are lobbying for protection against lawsuits if their employees were to get sick. But now you have unions pushing back. This should all be addressed in the next coronavirus relief bill. David?
Yeah, this could be a very difficult road ahead trying to navigate this all. Victor, thank you.
The coronavirus pandemic has also set off another crisis, a food crisis. Food banks are being flooded right now, and the supply is not keeping up with the demand. As people line up at community kitchens across the nation, U.S. farmers have been forced to let food rot in their fields. It's a stark example of how the U.S. Department of Agriculture has failed to connect growers and packers with food banks and grocers. Morning Joe visited a New York church that runs a citywide food pantry and spoke to their leaders about their work and struggle to keep up with demand.
My name is Pastor Marco. We're here at Evangel Church, and we are running a food pantry. Normally, on a Saturday, we would feed between 400 and 500 families. What's happened since this all started is we've been feeding between 400 and 600 families a day. The need is unimaginable.
I don't know what I would do. They are price gouging everything. You cannot make it through with what they're giving you in stimulus at this time. The food stamps, because the stores are gouging the prices so high, you're gonna make it 2 weeks maybe.
We started this pantry 5 or 6 years ago now, and it's always been on our hearts, but now there's so many people in need and so many people that weren't in need before. The volunteers have been amazing. We have people from our own church, people from other local churches. We have the National Guard here, they've been helping us. We're seeing so many people that normally we would never see on the pantry line in the past because they've lost their jobs, they haven't gotten paychecks, or people are asking for deliveries because they're afraid to go out, or they're elderly, they're at risk, or they have an elderly person at home. We basically had to turn our entire building upside down in a couple of days, which has been quite the undertaking.
We need fruits, we need bread, we need chicken.
We've been able to deliver to almost 2,000 families all around New York City, even some out on Long Island, South Bronx, Upper Manhattan, Astoria, Queens. And I can also show you the map of those that are still requesting to be delivered. The requests come in faster than we're able to fill them. So we need help driving. We need help getting more food in the building because we're going through close to 60 pallets a week of food. Food Bank and City Harvest have been amazing, but I'm just having difficulty making sure we have enough food to feed all these people because our need has gone up tenfold and our food supply is struggling to keep up with.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 25. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord power, Yahweh. Verse 26. Again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, verse 27, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Verse 28. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I am Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 25 through 28, is from the two news segments you just recently watched, all right, that I put in post-production. Clearly, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, mainly here at Great Millstone, have been warning and telling you that these events were going to happen, that there was going to be food shortages, there was going to be no work, all right, that the times that are coming is going to be very harsh, very severe, perilous times. In fact, let me get that scripture out before I go any further. Perilous times is coming. And that's what the prophets have been saying over and over and over again, starting with the apostles, 30 plus years, 25 plus years, the elders, okay, 10 plus years, 5 plus years, all right? And they said that these events were going to happen, all right? That's what we've been saying. And it's happening right before your very eyes. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, right? Perilous times shall come. And when you go into that word perilous, real quickly, that's why it's important to get into words. That's why the apostles always pushed out, get into these words to get an understanding of the Bible. Kalopis. Well, let's see how Esau says it.
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas. Chalipas.
Chalipas. Hard to do, to take, to approach, harsh, fierce, savage. Aren't these are the times that we're in? Isn't it become harsh and fierce and savage life? And this is only the beginning. But majority of our people, and that's why I brought out Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 25 through 28. They said what we were saying was a prophecy that was not going to happen in their lifetime. They said, Okay? Yeah, my children will probably have to deal with this. That's what majority of our people were saying. All right? There's been plenty of documentation on that. All right? Just go to many of our videos. And the scoffers of our people will come up, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, because you're the children of Israel. All right? Now what do you have to say? Now what do you have to say? All right? And this is only the beginning. All right? The Lord said that these events were going to happen in the last days. Let's go. Let's see who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Let's see what he has to say. Okay? His name is Yahushua, by the way. All right? His name is not Jesus. If you're calling on Jesus in 2020 and you know you're an Israelite, the Lord is going to destroy you and your household. All right? If you know you're an Israelite and you gave yourself a Hebrew name, okay, yet you want to call on Jesus, all right, that's not a Hebrew name, you're a hypocrite and you're out of your damn mind. Mark 13, I'm going to start at 1, but the point is in 7 and 8. This is the disciples talking, all right, to Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And as he went out of the temple, one of his disciples saith unto him, Master, see what manner of stones and what buildings are here? 2. And Yahushua answering said unto him, Seest thou these great buildings? There shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Right. And the Lord was speaking in a metaphorical sense. All right. Meaning everything's going to be revealed. All right. Everything is going to be known in the last days. And that's why the disciples came to him and said, 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, 4. Tell us, when shall these things be? Right, when shall be the last days, the end of days, the signs? And what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? Right. 5. And Yahushua answering them began to say, Take heed lest any man deceive you. 6. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many. Right. Hey, you have a lot of people, all right, claiming to be the Messiah himself on this earth today. You have a lot of people deceiving in these harlot houses, these pastors and these deacons, all right, saying the Lord spoke to me and all this madness. Oh, yeah, all right. Hey, well, even amongst Israel, all right, there was an individual who called himself the Comforter. All right, that's going off. You're not the Comforter, all right? But, hey, these are the times that we're in. This proves that we're at the end, all right? This is the revealing. These are the signs. 7. And when ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, meaning it has to happen. So what's going on in the Middle East, all right, is prophecy, is supposed to happen in these last days. All right. And you're seeing it. Right now, I saw a report where the Israelis were attacking Syria again, all right, via helicopter. Okay. America's still doing drone bombings in Afghanistan and Iraq. All right. Did you not see Iran and America almost get into a full-blown war? And it's going to happen. Okay. We're getting to these stages. But the end shall not be yet. 8. Right? Because certain things have to happen. All right? Like here in America, there has to be famine. Well, it's going to say it. It's going to say, all right, they have to push out the RFID chip. Excuse me. They have to push out the persecution on the Israelites. That's coming. If you call yourself an Israelite, get ready for the persecution. 8. For nation shall rise against nation, which we're seeing, and kingdom against kingdom, which we're seeing. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. Right, earthquakes in diverse places. You know, I'm curious. Let me Google. Hey, this is just going off the cuffs. Let me just put earthquakes. You know? Oh, look. Earthquakes. You had an earthquake in New Guinea. You had an earthquake in Argentina, Chile, Japan, right? Was that Japan? Yeah, Japan, Seminole Islands, California. All right, that's just within a couple of days, man. So that's diverse places. You can't get diverse than that. All right, and there's been plenty of earthquakes that hit even over here in the East Coast. All right, in New York, there was an earthquake about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Go look up that. So that's happening. Okay, that's diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. Oh, what did you see on the news segment that I put in post production? Famine. Let's go into that word famine. Maybe we got to get an understanding what that means. Famines. And it ain't just here in America. It's a global. Scarcity of harvest. Right. Scarcity of food. Famine. Scarcity of food. Hunger. Aren't we seeing that? But once again, there were scoffers out there of our people that said, oh, what y'all saying is not going to happen in our lifetime. What are you talking about? You're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. Okay? All you know how to preach is doom and gloom. Yes, we are the prophets of doom and gloom because that's what's coming. That's what the Lord said was going to happen in these last days. What did the Lord say after that? And these shall be famines and troubles. Right. People are troubled now, especially here in America. And these are the beginning of sorrows. Sorrows. Let's go into that word sorrow. Let's go into that word sorrows. What does that mean? Sorrows. Odin. The pain of a child's birth. Travail pain. Birth pangs. Right. These are the birth pangs. Intolerable anguish in reference to dire calamities precede the advent of the Messiah. Ooh, dire calamities. Hey, aren't you seeing that now? All right. You got pandemics. Okay, whether this COVID-19 is real or not, still at the end of the day, people are dying from some type of disease, some type of virus. Okay. You have outbreaks of measles. You had the outbreak of Ebola, right? You had an outbreak of hepatitis A, typhus, the Black Plague. I mean, so on and so forth. So there's been pestilence, all right? And this COVID-19, which I believe, from the research that I've done, all right, that's just the cloak to cover up the amount of radiation that's been hitting us from the 5G towers, all right, and these cell phones, okay? That's just from what I researched, and scientists are saying this as well. That's the real virus, this radiation, okay? That's being hit upon us. But hey, these are the times that we're in. So the prophecies are here. All right? Scripture says, let's go to Numbers 23. God is not a man, Yahweh is not a man that he should lie, right? Because man lied. The God of the Bible doesn't. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai doesn't lie. He said this was going to happen. He's going to perform it. All right, his words don't go out void. They accomplish that. Let me get that. I don't want to jack it up. Isaiah 55. I believe it's around. What is it? Let's start. It's 11. But let me start at 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near, right? And that's what we've been telling our people to do. But they fanned their hand. They said what you're saying, all right, not in my lifetime. I don't want to hear these words right now. Okay, I got to get the bag. Okay, I got to live it up. All right, I'll seek the Lord when I'm financially stable, whatever excuse that comes to their mind. 7, let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power for he will abundantly pardon, right? And that's what the prophet's been saying, hey, seek the Lord so he can forgive you of your sins, all right? So he can pardon you from your iniquity, because we were all sinners, man. We weren't even calling ourselves by Israelites. We were calling by our Hebrew names, our Israelite identity. We were calling ourselves Black, Hispanic, Native American. The Lord's not here to save Black people, Hispanic people, Native American people. He's here to save Israelites from the 12 tribes. You get it? If you're calling yourself Black, Hispanic, and Native American in 2020, you ain't making it, buddy. 8, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. Right. So that's why you're supposed to put confidence in the Lord, man. All right. That's why Yahweh Shai died on the cross, so we can, all right, return to our power. But majority of people didn't want to hear that. All right. They were like, not in my lifetime. Okay. My son will have to deal with this. Let me jump down to 11. So the point is right here. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper the thing whereto I sent it. Right. So the words are not returning void. All right. They're going to accomplish that which it pleases the Lord. All right. And it's going to prosper, meaning these prophecies are going to be fulfilled, and they are being fulfilled. And there's more. Okay, there's more. I want to bring out the curses, because we're still under the curses. The Most High Power Yahweh, Numbers 23 and 19. The Most High Power Yahweh is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Right. He said there was going to be famine. You're seeing it now. He said there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. You're seeing it now. He said he was going to raise up prophets in these last days. You're seeing it now. Okay? He said there's going to be pestilence and earthquakes in various places. And that's what you're seeing. So the Lord's not a liar. Man is. Because who's been feeding you lies? The devil. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, in his media institutions. All right? In his school institutions. All right? Telling you to think about the future here in America, which the future in America is destruction. Babylon's going to burn. So, because the prophets are out, and let me get Jeremiah 1 and 5. And the Lord put the Spirit on them to bring the word out. And that's why the words are manifesting, okay? And by the prophets, the Lord is showing his hand. Because the prophets, they come out. Well, the scripture says it right here. Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right. The prophets of Israel are very important. Okay? Very important. Especially in these end of days. Okay? We are supposed to be heard by everyone. All right? But we're not acknowledged. All right? We are more important than the president. All right? Than the, what's it called? The World Health Organization. We're more important than them. Okay? The president, that joker president, and that retarded institution. We're more important than that. But we're not acknowledged. All right? 6. Then said I, Lord, power Yahweh, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. All right. When we first got into this thing, we were intimidated, right? A little nervous. But guess what? The Lord put the Spirit in us to keep going, man. And you see it. Okay? Just all you gotta do is just look at our works. Okay? Shoot, look at the apostles' works. 30 plus years pushing out the word. Okay? 7. But the Lord said unto me, say not I am a child, for thus shall go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Right, because we're going to be coming out of the Bible. All right? And just breaking it down through the Spirit. Very simple. 8. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Right, and we weren't afraid. We were on the highways and byways week in and week out. All right? And when you go to our YouTube channels, the proof is in the pudding. All right? And we weren't afraid. We weren't intimidated. Okay? Because we believed. We had faith that the Lord was going to protect us. All right? So that his words could go out. So that the prophecies will be fulfilled. 9. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kings. Right, once again, we're over the president. All right, we're over all these countries, man. We're the most important, all right, men that walk the earth, the prophets. See, I have this day set thee over the nation, over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. Right, and that's what we were saying. Hey, America's going down. You're going to see famines. You're going to see sedition. Okay? You're seeing sedition at, over there, Michigan, the capital of Michigan. Okay? There's Edomites that are irritated. All right? They're walking around high powered rifles, man. Weapons. All right? Because, hey, man, these are the times that we're living in. Harsh times. Okay? Savage times. Perilous times. So the prophecies are happening now. All right? So all you scoffers and scorners that thought America was going to go on and that you didn't have to worry about what we were saying because that's going to happen in your child's lifetime, now what do you got to say? Okay? Now what do you got to say? So right now you're seeing certain prophecies being fulfilled. What other prophecies are going to be fulfilled? Hunger Games. Cannibalism's coming. All right? Cannibalism is coming. Let's start out with Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Because for some reason, our people, all right, especially those that know that they're Israelites, think that they're still not under the curses. Let's see. Deuteronomy 20 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right. We are still under the curses, by the way, because we're not in our kingdom. All right. So this will behoove you to get your act together. Cursed thou shalt be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Right. Don't you see that now? All right. Obviously, from these new segments that I put in post-production, you could clearly see that we're definitely cursed. All right. First fired, last hired. Waiting on at food banks, and there's shortages. Everything's running out. 17, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Right, no food, barely any food. Let me jump down. Let me jump down. So we read that one. I'm just jumping around. Just get to a couple of key points. Deuteronomy 28 and 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat it up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Right. And the key point is right here, only oppressed and crushed always. Right. Ever since these Edomites, these so-called white people took us down as a people, man. All right, we've been oppressed and crushed always. And look at the conditions now. Look at us now, man. Look. All right. But the prophets saw this, and that's why the Lord has been taking care of the prophets. All right? The Lord's been taking care of his men because we saw these things coming. So the Lord said this, all right, in the book of Luke chapter 6, verse 21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Right? And the prophets have been being blessed, right? Okay? And we're laughing now, all right, because the Lord's been taking care of us. Okay, and he's going to continue to take care of us, right? Because we are doing what he said to do, man. All right, but you 2/3 here in America, you got a lot coming to you, man. A lot of judgment. Let me jump down to 49 because this is the time that we're coming to. Cannibalism. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Right. This happened. Okay. History. Christopher Columbus. Okay. Transatlantic slave trade. And ever since, we've been oppressed by our enemies, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, no show favor to young. Right. And to think that this so-called white man is your friend after everything he's done in the transatlantic slave trade, Jim Crow laws, okay? Oh, the redlining, drugs in the community. To still think that now, in 2020, that he's changed, and he's now a good guy, and the so-called white man is actually a good person, you're an idiot, all right? That's why I don't answer some of these questions on the comment board, all right? When you'd say, oh, not all white people, not all so-called white people are bad. No, every one of them, okay? Because when they're put into a situation like what's happening now, you're going to see their horns, okay? 51. And ye shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. Right. And that's why we don't have anything. And look at our people now begging for food on literally, okay, on these lines, man. And because they weren't preparing, man. They weren't spiritually preparing what was going on, man. 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Lord thy power have given thee. And 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, which the Lord thy power have given thee in the siege and in straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee. Right. This prophecy happened in 70 AD, and guess what? It's going to happen again here in America. Okay? You're going to see military troops like the National Guard. That's why now there's 45,000 National Guard in America, and the numbers just keep rising. Okay? The numbers just keep increasing, but yet they want to open up the country. So what is that telling you? All right? They're using the National Guard, all right, to watch and protect the institutions. Watch you Jakes mainly, because you're going to be the ones to riot for lack of food, lack of water. That's what's coming. And a lot of y'all are going to be eating each other. All right? Yes, cannibalism's coming back in a big way. We're still under the curses. So if you haven't been doing what the Lord said to do, you're going to take part on these curses. 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, right? You're going to see neighbor invading neighbor, all right? Your friend Pookie, your friend Carlos is going to invade your home, all right? Especially all you braggers talking about, yeah, I've been preparing for this. Doomsday prepper, you? Yeah, well, your friend wasn't preparing, and he's going to invade your home. And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children he shall leave. Right. Oh, you're going to see a lot of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women. You're going to see a lot of your men leave you high and dry. Okay. They're either going to go back to their mother, or they're going to, just disappear because they can't take care. They got to take care of themselves, man. Oh, it's going to be very cold out here, man. 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left in him in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. 56. The tender and delicate one among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, right? And you're seeing that now, and on these curses are just going to continue to clamp on you 2/3 women and you men, and toward her son and toward her daughter, right? And you see it, man. You see the way the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women treat their children, man. All right? Especially in these in the hard hit urban communities. 57. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, where thy enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. Right? Meaning you women, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, right? You're gonna eat your children, man. Just like you did. All right. More specifically, it was Southern Kingdom 70 AD. All right. But hey, even in over here in North Central and South America, all right, there's been plenty of accounts of you eating your children, especially when the conquistadors came. When they came and they took everything, all right, the Spaniards. But that's coming again. The point is, this is coming again. We're still under the curses. And if you haven't been seeking the Lord, He's not gonna protect you from this. You're still gonna partake in this. So Lord willing is edifying. Hey, once again, all right, famine is hitting, troubles is hitting, all right, harsh times is here, and it's only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. All right, this is it, man. We're living the last days. So all you scoffers and scorners that thought that the prophecies weren't going to happen in your lifetime, what do you have to say now? And these prophecies will be fulfilled. Get ready. Cannibalism is coming back in a big way. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth to sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. Also, you sisters, keep watching. The few that do watch, keep praying. Shalom and a Baba Ball. Shalom.